Today on Map Editor Magic, I'm diving headfirst into my very first 30-minute build challenge. I asked you guys to vote a couple weeks ago on the theme for this challenge, and it was a pretty close poll between doing a sort of forest mountain outpost and a nighttime bounty hunt. So we're going to try and fuse the two together. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to add lighting, so it might not be a nighttime, but we're going to do a bounty hunt in a sort of mountain, intermountain type environment. Just because that's kind of what I'm working on right now with my main map, so I think it'll be fun to get some practice in. And again, just to kind of clash between the two. We've done enough outpost stuff. I'd like to do a bounty hunt, and I think for 30 minutes, a bounty hunt is going to be a little bit more doable than an outpost. I've done some tests, some practice runs with a 20-minute challenge a couple weeks ago. It's way too short. 30 minutes is probably still going to be very tight, but that's kind of the point of this challenge, is to learn a lot about building faster and to maybe realize where I spend a little bit too much time when I could be saving that for the end when I want to go back and touch up the map. That way you have a better idea of, just how to build out the general layout of the map so you can work on the more important elements like gameplay flow, combat flow, positioning of the enemies, and the overall shape of the environment before you start worrying about like placing singular objects. That's kind of what I hope to get from this, and hopefully you guys will have some takeaway as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start that timer. It's going to run up to 30 minutes, at which point we'll stop. And then we'll sit down and we'll talk a little bit about my feelings and my thoughts on the build after that 30 minutes, because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to say. The rest of it's going to be in a beautiful time-lapse with some fantastic jazz. I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax, pause the video, go grab some popcorn if you need to, and let's count this sucker down. 3, 2, 1... And stop. That's it, guys. I'm gonna do that thing they do on cooking shows, and just hold on a second. Somebody's gonna have to yell at me and be like, "Chef, put down your knife." Just give me just 1 second. Let me just fix that little thing. All right, I'm actually, you know what? I'm kind of happy with how this all turned out. I really like the idea of it. I really wanted to make sure that like the camp felt really kind of nestled into like a hill, like a hilly type environment, a really, you know, a sort of base of the mountains, if you will. That inner mountain, you know, type theme that we decided to go with. And I really wanted to incorporate a helicopter pad. It was something I thought about last night. I was thinking about the build, kind of trying to build it in my mind, right? And I'm like, I want a helicopter pad. I want that to be extraction point, but I also want the player to be able to go there and maybe get the helicopter and just wreak havoc to kill their 2 bounty targets, which we do actually have to set the bounty targets. So why don't we go ahead and do that right now? That's the one thing I didn't do. I was like, I'm running out of time. I know I'm going to forget something. So let's quickly set Jacob seed and John seed. There we go. I would have, you know, typically you'd build this out a lot more, obviously, but I'm actually happy with the overall layout of it. As far as like small outposts go for like a bounty hunt, I could flesh this out into something really spectacular from here. Like add a lot of nice little, you know, little hidden tidbits and stuff like that, and just kind of bring it to life even more. You know, really find a better way to populate this area. I'm really bad at kind of trying to get the natural look with the housing, right? Like what houses go where, what barn goes where. So we just kind of got like a small area going here. I threw that little bit of chaos in there, started to add some like cult stuff to make it look like sort of an overran farm. So we started to breathe a little bit of life into the map. Things I would have liked to have done better. You guys know me, just all the details. All the details. I'm happy we got that one path in there, though, for the player. I did want something that was kind of direct to get the player in there, because this is, you know, it's 30 minutes. So if somebody actually does stumble across this in the arcade editor store, you know, in the library, I want them to kind of just be able to go in and have fun. So I think my loadout actually is already set, because I forget loadouts just kind of stay permanent. So chaos, yeah. So the chaos loadout is basically, I just want to give the player a lot of firepower. We got like a suppressed scorpion in there. We got a sawed-off shotgun, AKM, grenade launcher, spike bat, lots of ammunition and throwables to mess with. So that was already actually taken care of. I kind of cheated on that, but everything else is good. We do need to take a snapshot, because I think I took one actually when I was just getting the map set up. So why don't we just kind of right here, maybe nestle down in here, we'll go over to the snapshot page, capture a snapshot, maybe get a little bit lower in there just so we can see some of the housing and stuff. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I like it. It looks good, you know? Look, it looks good, all things considered. You know, I definitely tried my best to avoid getting nitpicky about the details, but I ended up putting dirt under the road anyway. That's like my obsession, right, is getting dirt under the road. But enough talk. Why don't we actually just play the map? Let's play the map and see how it rolls out for those of you guys who aren't going to be able to play it over on PC. For those of you guys who are, just go ahead and look for the 30-minute challenge under my username, which is TonyMo, TonyMo, and that'll take you to the map. You can go ahead and play it for yourself if you want to do that before you see me play it. But for the rest of you guys, let's just go ahead and see how this thing holds up in terms of bounty hunt. Now, I'm actually playing with like some of my HUD off, so normally I think we'd have a better idea of where the targets are, at least when it comes to marking things like that. So again, we got the AK with a decent scope, so we can do a little bit of plinking. We got our grenade launcher, we got our scorpion in here. I got a bunch of throwables hooked us up with, so grenades, dynamite. We got all the goodies to really make some devastating nonsense. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pop a smoke at the entrance here and see if we can't maybe draw their attention and just go crazy here and have some fun. Throw a couple smokes over that way. It's going to be cool, actually, to take the helicopter and just murder people, you know? So a couple ways we could do this. Obviously, we could come up here, see what's going on here, deal with these guys. I put that 50 cal sniper up there so the player could obtain that as well. Oh, this guy's
There's no time to play around.
Oh, that's right. He's wearing one of those. Quick, we gotta heal. I think the sniper. No, that's the. Oh, that's right. We put the like super high tier defender in here. Totally. We didn't put ladders, guys. We gotta put ladders. Oh no, the player can't get up there. All right, I'm gonna add that before we upload it. I want you guys to be able to at least get up there to get that sniper rifle. Damn it. I can't believe I forgot the ladders. It's all those meticulous things that slip out of your mind, right? You didn't see a thing. Go about your business. Oh, he sees me. This is the time to probably break this thing out and just... Those guys survived some grenade launcher rounds. Sheesh, man. I think I gave the player some incendiaries. Yeah, so we got some incendiaries. Put a couple angels in here. That was fun. Let's break out the shotgun and go hunt down Mr. Seed. One of the... Ow, damn it. Somebody just stuck me with a fiery arrow. I put hunters in here too, man. I think I made this a little bit too next level. Did I give us a building that you can't actually get into the top floor on? Fortunately, he came down from out of the house, so... Oh man, this is actually difficult. This is probably a mission that would be better played stealth, but I gave the player all assault weapons. Well, you know what? We're gonna leave it as is. If you guys can beat it, let me know. That would be cool. It's obviously difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the ladders on real quick while we're standing here, though, just to get those. Those need to be in there. Like, we can't leave those out of the picture. That's just all sorts of wrong. Ladder, gotta have the ladder, man. If there's gonna be a weapon for the player to obtain, we can't restrict them from obtaining said weapon. So let's go ahead and rotate the ladder so it does its thing, its duty as a ladder. And whoa. Okay, there we go. Turn myself around. All right, that ladder will do. Let's just go ahead and copy and paste that sucker. Then we can pop it over here, give the player, you know, maybe they stealth and maybe the player manages to get up here and actually get on this ladder and do some things. I think I am going to put a stealth loadout in there, so we'll go ahead and add a stealth loadout real quick for you guys as well. So you can play it in two ways. You can play it in chaos or you can play it in quiet. So there we go. That should work fine. Let's go back to our loadout tab. So we'll go ahead and get a second one in here. We'll rename it to quiet. And we'll go ahead and let's get the player set up with a bow. Obviously, bow is nice. I like the recurve bow. Recurve bow all the way, but give them some serious attachments. We'll put the marksman sight on there. For their secondary weapon, we'll give them a handgun. Let's do the SIG, and then we'll go ahead and slap an extended on there. We'll give them the square suppressor, and no optic, man. You don't need no stinking optic. Spike bat. Let's do the spike bat, but we'll take off the aluminum bat. We don't need that there. In terms of ammunition, we need some bow arrow ammo. We need arrows, guys. We need arrows, right? Let's just deck the player out with a bunch of good arrows so they can have fun with that. Melee, yada yada. Throwables. Let's do throwing knives. Throwing knives make a lot of sense as stealth. Same thing. We'll put some grenades in there. Why not? We got your rocks. Health. We'll give the player a couple bits of bobs of body armor. Actually, you know what? Let's do no body armor for the stealth run. We'll give the player in less med kits. I think that'll be fun. All of the gear that you could ever need in the world. We don't want to restrict the player gear-wise. And so I think we're good, right? So Chaos, I think I've got it set up so you get a bit more armor and stuff out of it. Let's just double check. Yeah, you got body armor and 3 med kits. And then you'll get 2 health kits and no body armor if you use quiet. So Chaos or quiet. I like that. That should be fun. That should be fun and simple for you guys if you decide to give in and give this thing a go. So let's actually just hop down here and get into first person. I didn't get a chance during any of that to look at the scale of the map, right? Proportions are important. I like to make my maps feel claustrophobic, and unfortunately this is so open and barren here, you know? I like to make elevation changes. I feel like that just makes things look a little bit more natural, and this just feels like it's carved out of the map, mostly because it was. So that's something in the future I would fix. You know, I'd probably darken this environment with another texture if I really wanted to focus on the burn being there. Like, they're just burning people because they're messed up and stuff. But we could tweak this for years and hours and days, as you guys know. Please do me a favor, if you do check it out, let me know what you thought of it. If you got any fun little bits and pieces of feedback. If you want to go ahead and challenge yourself to a 30-minute challenge and then send me some pictures of the map you built, maybe even link me to a video over on your YouTube channel, hit me up on Twitter at TonyMoGaming. I love checking that stuff out. Seriously, if you link me to a video of the map you made, you showing it off that you did it in 30 minutes, I will definitely check it out. This 30-minute challenge is actually really difficult, and I can see this having gone much worse, so I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Let me know if any of you guys also managed to make use of that helicopter to slaughter all these fools. Maybe that'll work. I didn't put a rocket launcher guy in here. I thought about it, but I didn't. That would have been all sorts of dirty. That's going to do it, though, for the first ever 30-minute challenge. You know, I think I learned some things about, you know, how we might do the next one. Maybe we'll change the format up a little bit. Maybe we won't. I think it turned out pretty well, you know. I think I can only learn from this. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're interested in more map editor content, I'll be back next Thursday as we continue to work on our brand new large-scale outpost map. And, of course, tomorrow we'll be doing some Warframe. Friday I've got some more Radical Heights content. Don't forget there's a whole slew of content on my channel. Playlist loaded with goodies if you want to see more from me, Tony Mo. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
You have been brought here for a purpose, the most important task of your lives.